Hi everyone, this is Asan with Fun Kits. So we're just basically going to give you another update on the 3.0 version of the app. So we're making some interface changes, and we also just want to kind of give you an overview of some of the changes that are going to be coming in the version 3. So the first thing you'll notice is you have 3 buttons: the scan, connect, and quit. And basically what that lets you do is you can essentially connect to multiple devices. So for this first demo, we're just going to connect to one device. We're going to hit connect, and you're going to see a very familiar screen. You have your main tab that gives you details. Then you have your details tab, which tells you what's going on, how many amps you're charging or what. Right now we're discharging a little bit, and what the voltage of the battery is, and as well as the temperature, your BMS and your case temperature. Then you have certain tools. So we've added some more tools in version 3. So you can see here, we can set the maximum SOC, we can set the minimum SOC, the maximum charge amps, maximum discharge amps. Some customers have asked, what's the point of adding maximum charge amps or maximum discharge amps? So if you're using the battery in a situation where if you send too much current, you could harm the battery, like in certain golf carts, for example. There's nothing in that golf cart that limits power. It's used to a lead acid. So in here you can limit it so that you don't draw more than like 50 amps. And what that's going to make sure is that that golf cart does not draw too many amps to where it actually ends up destroying itself. So that's where the maximum discharge can be helpful. And a charge, same thing, if you just want to limit the amount of current going into your system. There are some things that we might not have discussed. Pin code, basically what that does is you can password pin code protect access to the app, to your device. So if you put like a 6-digit pin code, someone would have to type that pin code before they can view the information on your battery or make changes. So if you're in a situation where you don't want anyone being able to access your settings, you can set that up. There's some additional settings here. We've added automatic reconnect now. Some people have said, hey, I lost connection and I didn't get my information. So you can set up a reconnection attempt. So if you lose connection, it'll retry up to 10 times or 30 times or 60 times. So in other words, if there's a Bluetooth interference going on, the app will try to reconnect up to 60 times before giving up. Lastly is the poll request. So that basically tells how many times we are contacting the BMS for updates. 3 seconds mean every 3 seconds we confirm with the BMS what's going on. If you're finding you have some sort of issues or interference issues, you can actually up it to 5 and 8 seconds. And the last thing is just basically if the connection is lost, whether or not it's going to reattempt to try to establish connection with the device. So again, very similar to the version 2X app, but with some features. So now let's get into sort of the main difference. So we're going to go back, we're going to hit scan, and again, things may change. We're still sort of experimenting with user interfaces, but the major difference in version 3 is that we're going to allow up to 4 simultaneous connections. So we're going to connect to all 4 of our demo batteries, okay? And we're going to go ahead and hit, connect. Okay. So now what you're going to see is at the bottom we see total amps and total watts. So we got a fairly small draw going on our battery right now because it is also connected to solar. So we've changed the interface a little bit. Now you can see there's 4 bars. You've got your name of the device on the left. The amps that device is what's going on. Right now watts is 0 because it's not output, and that's sort of how we have it set up. I'm going to go ahead and sort of put a slight load on here. And let's see if that changes. And just turn it on. Now, this is not going to be as quick as if you're connected to one battery. So there is going to be a slight delay on what is going on. And what that will basically do is, as soon as it makes an update, and we're still connecting it, as you can see, it took a little long to update it, but now there's a load being put on the batteries so that they're going. You can sort of see the total watts we're drawing out of the batteries is 1464, and this is actually while we have a RVAC running. The RVAC was basically our motors, the trailer, our AC was basically running off solar panels. So now we're running AC and a microwave just for the heck of it, and that's just to kind of show you how the system is updated. So when you're connected to multiple devices, the refresh rate is not as fast, but you can sort of see the total watts you're drawing, the total amps you're drawing. We haven't really done too many in terms of, you know, how it's set up, whether it's you have 4 in series or 2 in series, or 2 in series and 2 in parallel. So that has not really been established yet. We may come up with a way of doing that where you can say, hey, DM1, DM2, they're in one bank, and DM3 and DM4, they're another bank. And again, because we're connected to multiple devices, there might be a slight delay. So as you can see now, the microwave is off, and we're sort of back up to charging, and at our bottom, the total watts have gone to 0 because we're no longer putting a load on the battery anymore. And the 9.4 just tells you that you're supplying 9.4 amps to your battery. And by the way, again, this is with the RV or the motorsport trailer AC running. Now, another thing you may notice, there's a slight difference in some of the state of charge. And we were just experimenting, moving around, so we ended up maybe discharging a few batteries or more. But if you have a situation where you have batteries in parallel and you're trying to diagnose some of your wiring problems, where certain batteries are showing up or not charging and other ones are not charging, this sort of view can kind of give you an idea of what's going on. You may have a situation where one battery is charging, another one is not charging, and you can sort of go in here. And again, just in terms of how batteries are sort of balanced, it can sort of assist you in that regard to kind of see what's going on. So you don't have all the details when you're viewing multi-view. Some of them won't be available, and that's basically just a limitation of the interface. If you want to see that individual battery, you just go back to scan and connect that battery individually, and you can see all the details for that particular battery. The multi-view is just sort of meant to kind of give you an overview of what's going on. So future updates, what we'll do is probably have a logging feature so you can log all this data here, and then we'll look at maybe doing some other cool stuff. Like we're actually going to have an interface where you can connect to a inverter, like a Voltronics-based inverter, and sell battery information to your inverter. So we can do wireless to CAN bus with this app using any sort of Android or iOS device. So that's going to be coming up next. But anyway, just kind of wanted to give you an overview where we are, and we're just still working on a few bugs, but hope to have this version 3.0 released probably, we're hoping sometime early to mid-May. All right, thank you.